Hello, Splitty City Slickers. Have a seat because it's time for the very first episode of Tank Talk, where instead of just the regular cycle of news or playing a game or whatnot, I'm going to be going through some pretty important subjects that are being discussed in the world of combat sports. Particularly for this episode, it is the world of MMA. And I'm going to be doing a complete visualized breakdown of every single topic that I'm going to be discussing on this stream. I'm going to go through all the evidence, everything I was able to find about these stories, my opinion on those pieces, and whether or not they are legitimate. And in the end, I'm going to give an opinion about said MMA subject. But I'm leaving it up to you guys as well to carry on the conversation on this stream when I introduce some topics. I'll get your guys' response, your feedback, what you think. I have assembled 6 topics for the show this time around. They include the GFL surprising success with its booking of the recent shows that have actually developed some excitement for once. God knows the draft didn't help them out whatsoever. And then we also have the PFL arriving around the exact same point that GFL is announcing its events. And yeah, it's not as exciting at all. And there have been some surprise cancellations recently. So I was wondering what your guys' opinions on that as well, or if you even know if there have been some cancellations to the recent PFL shows. Because I can't believe I'm saying this, especially after the draft, but I'm looking way more forward to the GFL's first slew of shows than I am the PFL's, and I'll get into why. Also, after that, we will be discussing Cain Velasquez's case. He was recently given his sentence by a judge for his case, and I'm going to try to explain to you guys why I think it was a generally light sentence compared to what the prosecutors wanted him to get, and why, in my opinion, this is actually sort of the best case scenario for Cain Velasquez, and he's already served I think it's half of his time. If not, it's at least a third. And he'll be out by next January. So I'm going to try to explain why that's actually a really good outcome. I will give props to the guru for reintroducing me to this topic, but I also did some research myself for this one. Also, I'll be talking about Joe Pyfer complaining about Mexico and labeling their country as the reason why he had to cancel his fight with Kelvin Gastelum, and why it's just classic Joe Pyfer, and he's coping and seething and raging, and it's honestly cringe. And then we'll be going into some very exciting news. Don't know if it's completely legitimate or not, given the timing of when some posts about it were made, but there also have been some posts before, during, and after that have shown a certain fighter starting to train again in the who was formerly number 3 in the UFC featherweight division. He's on his way back to the mountaintop. And it's exciting. He looks in pretty damn good shape, and I'm going to try to give my thoughts on it, if it's legitimate or not. It's definitely exciting, but I'm going to try to see if the rumor is in fact true. And then, of course, Joe Rogan gives a god-awful take, just rotten take about stuff involving the back of the head. He said that... oh God, what did he even say? It's so cringe, man. He said that they should legalize elbows to the back of the head because Jesus Christ. Yeah, he wants to legalize back of the head shots because he thinks, oh, every place is vulnerable, not just the eyes, not just the nose, the forehead, everything. It's all it's all vulnerable. So I'm gonna get into people's responses to that, as well as my own, and why his take. Joe Rogan is just losing his damn mind. He's really on a downward spiral. And that's gonna be pretty much it, I think. Yes, yeah, it is. Unfortunately, I have to end it on sort of a sour note, but I have to get into it because there are more important topics, but also I want to save the idiocy of Joe Rogan for the very end of this thing. So tune in for that, along with several other news stories I have for you. And make sure to give your opinions on this, because I'm about to show some visual evidence. And without further ado, welcome to my Tank Talk. First, good to see you, Frankie Turizo. Yo! 3 canceled fights for the PFL card. God almighty. So GFL is the place where older famous fighters go and take roids. It's a great idea. And that's the thing. A lot of people had the exact same opinion that you did. And we're like, man, this will be a great idea. This will be really fun to watch. People will be excited for this. And then the draft happened and basically took away all the goodwill that came with the GFL announcing itself. Like, just horrible draftees, terrible decision to have the coaches get involved, the terrible AI intro that they used for that. But they've turned themselves around, because I think of the booking, because the booking has actually been stellar on the part of, I think what is his name? I always forget it. Global Fight League CEO. Darren Owen, right? I think it's Darren Owen. Yeah, it's Darren Owen. Darren Owen's been actually doing pretty good when it comes to matchmaking and actually putting the fights together. Cain's lucky he didn't get 30 years, exactly. Ryan Hall? No, not Ryan. I wish it was Ryan Hall, though. Hi, Hank, my brother. Hello, CSP promoter. Good to see you. You kind of looking like Bryce Mitchell. Well, I got my black collar on. I got a very formal outfit for this one. I think they should trade elbows for knees. Oh, you mean PFL? Yeah, I mean they made they allowed elbows at the end of their last tournament. I don't know if they're going to keep it. They should plan on keeping it if they allowed it before. But yeah, they should make both of those legal. Did Idaho go back to Idaho? At this point, I don't know where he is. I think he's back in Idaho, though, because he did the preview and picks with me yesterday. Back of the headshots lead to spine/neck shots. Yeah, that's true. It would just allow them to just keep throwing when the opponent's back is turned. And I'll get into some accounts that explain why it's not so good to punch in the back of the head compared to the rest of the body. Joe Rogan is one of the top 250 comedy assassins. Yeah, I think he's like 249, 248. So looks like Ilya heard Zabit's coming back before everyone else did and left at featherweight. Yeah, definitely understandable. Better version of Mavzar right there. All of MMA lose elbows, allow knees to grounded fighters. Based. Back the headshots are bad. Okay. Well, I'll explain it. Okay. You darn kids, why don't you settle down because it's easy. Okay. Instead of back the head, kick him in the balls or hit him with the knee when he's grounded down. Instead of a punch to the spine, punch the teeth, and then he'll fall. All those teeth will be falling out. That's right. Don't hit back of the head because Dana don't like it. And then Joe Rogan's It's a Stupid Pickpocket, hanging out with ultra conservatives on his podcast. It's terrible. Okay. Spinal Tyson. Oh, yeah, he wouldn't have had a career. But let's get into my first big topic that I wanted to discuss here on Tank Talk. And that is, of course, the GFL, the Global Fight League. I'm glad Vinny liked that. With the GFL, again, like I said before, it had a lot of hype around it. Some big names being drafted or who were signed up to be a part of the GFL. And then all of a sudden, all that good faith just sort of left the promotion when they had their big draft. The coaches chose the fighters. A lot of them were a bunch of old heads to start out with instead of real talent. And people were pissed. They were like, man, this is a circus. This isn't fun. It's not being booked properly. And it seemed like everyone had forgotten that these fighters had been promised from the start. Like, they were promised to be in part of the drafting pool. I don't know if a lot of people believed them when they said they would be part of the drafting pool, but they were still there. And the draft was just terrible. It was just went as bad as you could hope. What up, Tank the Hank? I'm doing all right. I'm doing my tank talk. I'm having a little bit of a lecture, if you will, this time around. Grandpa's Fight League, yes. And you know what? You know what's sort of sad? Just the cherry on top of the shit sundae for the GFL is that if you put GFL in Google, this is the first website you're going to see right here. Let me see if I can get a better view. Let me move this around. Yeah, this is probably the best I can do. But look at this, dude. Green today, green for life. It takes you to green for life instead of the Global Fight League, providing sustainable environmental solutions across North America. All about recycling, waste collection, vacuum trucks, government and HOA vehicles. This doesn't look like a fighting league to me. It's sort of like a case of the World Wildlife Fund with the World Wrestling Federation. Not good for the GFL that this is the first option you see when you type them into the search engine. What is the draft? The draft was what the GFL had because it has teams. So it's a bracketed kind of, it's sort of like the PFL in that it has a tournament bracket and a bunch of fighters on each team compete against each other and they go up the bracket. So it's team play and it's tournament play. But they had to draft the talent. Each team had to draft the talent. Everyone was excited. And then the first picks they made were just rancid. Just a bunch of old heads who didn't have a prayer of winning. At least that's what we thought at the time, and just little regard for like the legitimacy of it, or like, hey, maybe the ones who, actually see talent or are former fighters can pick out these fighters so that they can win the whole damn thing. Let the ones in charge of the team pick the fighters, but no, like just some representatives of the teams pick the fighters. They were just a bunch of big names that'll probably get knocked out. And so people were very upset about that. But now we see it's not going to be like, oh, this 43-year-old veteran is going to take on this 21-year-old kid who's just fighting for the GFL. It's not going to be a bunch of mismatches where it's like, God, this is going to look horrible. It's actually going to be sort of people within the same age range fighting each other. And basically, Darren Owen made it so that in the early shows, there'd be a lot of competitive ones. Lots of competitive fights where it's like, I don't know who's going to win this one. So he's actually booked the fights very well, and I'll get into that, where all these old heads that people were not a big fan of can now actually compete and fight someone at their level. So a lot of the fears about the GFL early, I think, have sort of subsided with some of the booking. Yo, what's up, fellas? How's it going, Capitan Rafuco? But yeah, the early promotion of the promotion was not good at all. The draft was a sham. They already had the picks pre-selected. Yeah. That's another big part of it. Is that it got leaked. The script got leaked. So that left people sort of uninspired to watch it. And it resulted in some very awkward moments. Based. Tony's wife calling 911 impression to Christ and his arrival in flour. Oh, hello? 911? Yeah, someone, there's a raving maniac outside my house. He's flipping over vehicles. He's kicking lampposts. He's my husband. He's my husband, Tony Ferguson. Listen, shh. Don't keep your voice that loud. We're surprising him for his birthday party. Now, when he comes in through the door, you drop the flour on top of him as he gets through into the living room. All right, got it. Hey, hubby. Oh my God, he is baptized again, brother. Woo! He eats tiramisu on Tuesdays. Needs lots of flour. GFL. Draft is in teams. Yeah, exactly. Not flour. Oh. Calling 911 to Christ and his arrival in GFL. 911? Oh, yes, he's facing Dylan Dennis. Yes, he's got a knife. He's got a gun. I don't think he knows he's fighting. He's not in a competitive sport. He wants to actually kill the other person in the cage. He's my husband. He's my husband, Tony Ferguson. and I think it's bare knuckle. No, it's not. I think it's gloves, pretty sure. Vinny, smelly fingers. Hey, Capitan. The idea of using guys in theory early to mid 40s and let them do roids is cool on paper. Yeah, and it does look cool on paper, and they finally got to that place. We still used flour in the impression. Fuck my life. Best live stream on YouTube. Thank you. In there, or yeah. But yeah, this looks bad. This is a bad look for the GFL. But when you actually look at the cards, they're not so bad, in my opinion. Like, for instance, here we have Uriah Faber taking on Henan Barao. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit more. That's going to be, I believe, their third fight they've had. And it's been very competitive between them in their last couple. So I think for that reason, it's going to be both men are sort of age competitors. So I don't see one person winning over the other. Pettis versus Benson Henderson again. They're going to be the co-main event instead of the main event. But these two have fought before. Highly competitive. Benson has beaten Pettis before. Has Pettis beaten Henderson before? I'm actually wondering. Because I think these two fought twice. Let me check this really quick. Yeah. So Pettis beat Henderson in Karate Combat 43. I think way back in the day. Benson beat no, he submitted Benson Henderson in the UFC. But they went to a closer result in Karate Combat. So it'll be interesting. And their MMA fight ended pretty quickly. So that makes that a pretty cool matchup, especially since they're two big names. So not going to be Anthony Pettis versus Abubakar Nurmagomedov, Holly Holm 15-7 taking on a 17-6. Chad Mendes taking on this guy Mikey Linares. Now I think I'm going to pick Mikey Linares just because that's a pretty good record comparatively speaking. Yeah, he's been on a roll. He's won a lot of decisions and gotten head kicks. So that's just tough for an aged vet to deal with. But still going to be a fun fight. And Chad Mendes always brings it. So that'll make it something to look out for. Derek Brunson taking on a 24-8 Russian. That should be crazy. Sage Northcutt taking on Lucas Martins. Cool to see Sage Northcutt. Marlon Moraes versus Ray Borg. And honestly, this is another competitive matchup. I know that Marlon Moraes has a glass chin, but Ray Borg's taken some damage in his career as well. So a lot of these guys are like former UFC guys being matched up instead of like, against this young up-and-comer on the indie scene, Aspen Ladd, good to see him. And initially, I didn't think very much of Todd Duffy. I thought he'd get chinned by Rebellis to Spain, but then a few of my friends told me, hey, Todd Duffy has one-punch power. He's gotten a lot of his fights finished in like the first or second minute of his fight. So this is a battle of the power punchers right here. And that's actually a great competitive matchup as well. Kat Zingano is going to be back. Who doesn't love Kat Zingano? And then Neiman Gracie versus Danny Roberts is a sleeper matchup. Other fights here, but those are the highlights. That's just the first card. And already it has a lot of fights that are like, ooh, I want to tune in to see that. So especially with what Rebellis to Spain has done in Karate Combat, I think a lot of people are going to be lining the block to see what he's got. Let's see. Pettis beat Henderson. Pettis won both. I see. Still, the first fight ended relatively quickly, so we'll see what happens the second time. It's a Masters League everyone was clamoring for a decade ago. Exactly. And it's been well booked. Yo, Hank. Sean Moody. I hope that the rest of Dynamite was really good, pal. I hope you enjoyed the show. Joey made 6K in one stream yesterday. How? I didn't smile once the entire. I know. He just begs for money, dude. MMA Joey begs for money. And he honestly doesn't deserve it. Dude is such a freaking whiner, man. I was like 19. Wow. Okay, 3 times, including Karate Combat. Who all watched Dynamite today and tonight, Berber? Mendez trains with Idaho Fight Fan. He does. Whenever Idaho's there to wipe his windows and paint his house and reconstruct it, he often hangs out in the basement with Mendez. No Diddy. Training for MMA. In their first fight, Pettis did the famous cage kick on Benson. Ah, I see. So they've had some memorable outcomes. They've had some fun fights. How'd you like the end of Dynamite? I didn't watch it. I didn't watch it all the way. I had to watch another show I introduced my parents to. A Sandman on Netflix. Been pretty good so far. Yes, Frankie, WEC Classic. Hello there, Hank. Can you mail me an autograph? You'd probably have to give me your address, and it would have to probably be on Discord. And then I'd have to send you my information if I'm sending that to you. So, honestly, makes it a little tough, to be honest. It was the king kick till Buckley got the spin kick KO. Yes. Todd Rock'em Sock'em Robots Duffy. So that's guaranteed to be a banger. Based Beard Hank. Thank you. I've worked hard on it. WEC was awesome. Yeah, it had Korean Zombie in there. Had Dominic Cruz and Uriah Faber in their primes. Good times. If you could do a sit-down podcast with any fighter, who would it be and why? Nate the Train. Nate the Train, no doubt about it. That dude has more charisma than me in his little pinky. And if I asked him questions for an hour, it would be the greatest podcast interview of all time. Hi, Hank. Hello, Kobe Wiggle. Good to see you. I'm doing sort of a visualized version of the Think Tank with Tank Talk. Welcome to my Tank Talk, Kobe Wiggle. I am the professor in this situation. You are the student. I am the master. And so listen up to what the master has to say, who's been booked by another organization. Vinny, you have to be joking. He made $6,000 US. Sometimes you just get a certain amount of subscribers and you're made. I'll find a bridge. Yeah, he definitely sold it. Would you F Miss Jonah Hill? Otherwise known as Grandmaster Dane. What the heck? Miss Jonah Hill. Actually, now you sort of piqued my interest a little bit. Might have to look into this. I mean, is that the mother of Jonah Hill? Jonah Hill mother. Grandmaster Dane. Are you talking about the degenerate Dane? Grandmaster Dane. Either way, it doesn't sound great to me. I don't know if I can do that. Hank, would you interview any BKFC guys? I may or may not know a local guy in Omaha. I could, for sure, dude. Just reach out to me on Discord and let me know who he is. I'll watch through a few of his fights, get to know him a little bit, and I could definitely do an interview if you want. Joey and Guru have lunch lady energy. Yeah, all they're missing is a hairnet. All they're missing is the slouch, the multiple scoliosis, multiple sclerosis, and the slop in the ladle. But then we have the second GFL card. Tony Ferguson taking on Dylan Dennis. Listen, if Ferguson is going to beat anybody, it could be Dylan Dennis. So this is the best possible matchup they could have made for Tony Ferguson to try to get a win. He never will, but it's worth a shot. Owen St. Preux taking on Alexander Gustafsson. Honestly, a fight that Gustafsson could win, but I am leaning OSP because he beat Kennedy Nzechukwu, and he's been on a tear ever since. But Gustafsson, he might still have something in the tank, so who knows? Uriah Hall. I also want to mention, guys, as I'm going through this list, Uriah Faber, he's set to face Henan Barrow in the main event of the first GFL show, but he said in an interview that he honestly wasn't feeling like having a return fight. He didn't really want to fight. He didn't want to return to the cage, but the money was too good to say no, which tells you that. And Uriah Faber's a dude who has a gym. He's a coach. He has athletes he's trained. He has his own side businesses. Dude, if he says that the money's really good, it's got to be more than good. It's got to be very, very, very good. It's got to be. It's like Vito Corleone said. He's gonna make me an offer I can't refuse. I'm gonna be a man. What's the matter with you? So, it's FU money, probably that Uriah Faber's making. Hank, would you? I'm talking about Aaron Tats from Discord. Oh, that guy. I don't know if I'd F him. I think I'd probably not touch him with a 6-foot pole, but I have decent conversations with him. So, there's that. But yeah, the anger does not translate to sexual advances. Dennis unfortunately beats El Kukui. Seems everybody does. Tony will beat Dennis, I promise. See, this is the matchup you make. Faber wins. I hope so, man. Yeah, because Brown might be washed. And plus, Uriah Faber trained TJ, so who knows? Uriah Hall taking on Douglas Lima. That's a dream fight if I've ever seen one. Fantastic. Abu Bakar getting into the mix. Alan Belcher taking on Stuart Austin. Both guys 18-8. That'll be a stellar fight. Thiago Santos getting in with Devin Clark. Lorenz Larkin back in the GFL, taking on a 13-0 Argentine fighter. But honestly, Lorenz Larkin could take it. I could see Larkin knocking him out. So that's another great fight. I think I picked Jessica Aguilar. Kuziatina. Jesus Christ. Kai Kamaka coming back. I'm shocked that he's honestly fighting for the GFL with how young he is. Did well against freaking Brendan Loughnane. But Mike Grundy is terrible. Should win it for Hawaii. Dawoon Jung is cool to see him. And Josephine Knutson's in there too. So honestly, guys, there's a lot of talent here. And I'm just looking forward to the first two cards. I think they have some close fights. They have matchups that bring intrigue and tell a little story to them, even with the tournament format. So honestly, it's worth watching, in my opinion. Worth watching more than what I'm about to present to you afterwards. Maybe TJ Snakeshaw comes to GFL for a showdown. Easily could happen if GFL finds success. Devin Clark dropping to light heavyweight. Yeah, for that fight with oh God, who was it again? I'm sorry, let me scroll down a bit. Oops, wrong one. Thiago Santos. Now that'll be an interesting one. Devin Clark isn't that great. Hank, what did you think of Raw? I don't think Cena is a very good heel, to be honest. And Cody countered with, well, oh yeah. And thoughts on Brock Lesnar being back in the testing pool for UFC? He did. But Cena hit him with some good shots at the same time. But he's so good on the mic that it's almost hard for him to be a bad guy. Because halfway through the promo, they got onto Cena's side instead of Cody's and sort of started to turn on him. But that also shows that they're invested in his story. So I think that was a fantastic segment, in my opinion. I think if you don't think it did its job and did it well, I think that's a strange opinion. Per UFC roster watch, yeah, that was on April Fool's Day, though. And you have to take into account a lot of the stories we're going over were revealed on April Fool's Day, so you got to take that with a pinch of salt. Oh, never mind, he's been a light heavyweight. Yeah, so it makes sense. But yeah, I like both these shows. I think they're actually going to do some numbers for the GFL with the amount of big name talent they got. Lots of nostalgia value as well. rather than, oh God, now he's going to lose to this young up and comer. This sucks, you know? You got the early shows to get people hooked. And then as the tournament keeps going, young people will rise to the top and they'll become the stars. You know, what is up, Hank the Tank? How's it going, Idaho Fight Fan? Nice to see you. I was just going over how the GFL's actually had a good first couple cards. And they've started to actually put some hype on themselves, which I never thought they'd be able to do from that draft. But yeah, they're doing the right things booking-wise. Thoughts on Colby possibly going into the WWE? He would be a good heel, to be honest. He would. I just don't think he'd have good matches, honestly. I don't think he'd be very well coordinated. Idaho Fight Fan in the house. Hank the Tank and Idaho Fight Fan in the house. It's going ripping splinters out of my hands. Oh, that's rough. And that's from some of that construction work. But yeah, I mean, at least you got this to listen to in the meantime, my grating voice. The streets will never forget DJ Aiden's appearance. That is true, and I invited DJ to come back on, but he just didn't give me an answer, so that's on Aiden, not me. Gloves help. Gloves are for pussies. Quiet! Such pussies. Yeah, I worked at Chad Mendez's house this week. Of course he did. He's very excited and training hard for his upcoming fight. Let's go! I hope he gets it done, dude, but might be a tough one for him because he's dealing with a younger talent on a win streak. My heels have varicose veins. What do you suggest? Ooh. Varicose veins. What even are varicose veins? Varicose veins and heels. Blood pooling. Appear on the feet, including the heel area. It's how varicose veins. Treatment. It says it's good to exercise. Compression stockings to medical procedures like sclerotherapy, laser ablation, and radio frequency ablation. So those are probably it. I'm embarrassed to go to BJJ class. Yeah, you should probably do some different exercises or see a doctor. Hank picked against your training partner, Chad Mendez. I just think it's tough for him. It's one of the few matchups on here where I think a vet isn't being given someone on his level or age. Hank, I need advice. I accidentally clicked on that and got hard. Oh, I'm not gay, or at least I don't think I am. What do I do? I'd say try some regular that and see if that still tickles your fancy. And if it doesn't, then I don't know what to tell you. You're into it. Facts, Idaho. I can invite some people on, but I am also doing my own news show. I do too, but I saw he's fighting a 31-year-old on a win streak, as you pointed out. Yeah. Are you excited for Easter? Yeah, I'm excited to get some candy. I could ask if my parents could get some eggs for us to color, but those are getting expensive, so I don't know. A holiday centered around eggs is not great in this economy. I've been pissing red for like 3 days now. What should I do? Please advise. See a doctor. I'm goated. We don't kink shame. Yes. All right, I'll try it out. Thanks, Hank. Coey Wiggle, did you see the new Wiggles album? Life-changing. Fantastic. Anthony Fantano knew it, too. Armor Goated has me blocked. A Muslim grudge match incoming. Uh-oh. Better settle it in a GFL cage, then. But yeah, I could try it. I could put in a StreamYard link if you guys are interested. What, Vinny? What do you mean? Oh, weird stuff. There's some denial here. And I'm not talking about the guy who shows up in our chat often. Wiggles like the Aussie Kids show? Yes, exactly. And they released a classic. They released a masterpiece, I got to tell you. Oh, there you go. First of your messages I've been able to see. The GFL card looks good until you really break it down. Yeah, but at the same time, they're competitive. So I don't care if they're good or bad. They're at least competitive. I didn't bust. I'm not cave confirmed. Okay, got it. But let's move on to my next topic, which is another FL that I don't consider as intriguing, honestly, which is a shame because they've been around longer. They've had bigger names that they produce themselves, but this time around, I don't know. I'm not as excited for what we got in store. It is the PFL. PFL. And here is the bracket that we have for the overall show. Let's see if I can. Let's see. What the heck? Ah! Scary. Let's see if I can find another way. Boop, boop, boop. Wonder if you guys can see that. No, you can't see that clear. So I'm going to run through it for you guys. Hold on. Let's get this back to capacity. Wonder if I can click this. Oh, screw you. I'm not giving you my email. All right. So with women's flyweight, we have Tyla Santos, Juliana Velasquez, Kana Watanabe, Jenna Bishop, Liz Carmouche, Joanne, and Diana. But you'll notice someone's missing. Someone is missing from the women's flyweight bracket in the PFL, and that is Dakota Desheva. Dakota Desheva was seen recently at a UFC London card. This is her right here, where my mouse is pointing. Right there, next to those security guards. She was sitting there for the UFC London event. And that does not, I think, bode well. Idaho Fight Fan mentioned this, but yeah, she's not there. And we'll see what happens. But I think she's going to end up in the UFC. I think she's going to the flyweight division, and that means not a lot of star power at women's flyweight. Not a lot to get invested in. And then bantamweight, Leandro Higo. Jake Hadley is actually going to be at bantamweight, and that'll actually probably be pretty fun. He'll lose a bunch, but it's good to see Jake there. But nobody else is really all that memorable, so don't know if he can make that many stars there. Featherweight, you got Jesus Pinedo, Gabriel Braga, Jeremy Kennedy, and Nathan Kelly. So that's an all right featherweight division. Lightweight, Brent Primus, Chablis, Clay Collard. He honestly shouldn't be in any promotion. He's washed. Mark Diakedze's there. Burnell and JJ Wilson. That's all right. But what's really interesting me here is welterweight, because we have Jason Jackson, who's going to be in the main event of the first card against Birkenhoff. That Gene was set to potentially be the replacement for this guy, Ulatov, who was supposed to fight Storley, and instead now he's fighting Luciano, and it appears that Ulatov is out with an injury. That's right, guys. The tournament favorite, Ulatov, because Musayev hasn't showed up for this tournament. He's not in the welterweight tournament again, which means he's probably going to the UFC 2 or another promotion. Ulatov was set to win, and instead it looks like he's going to be out because I believe he missed weight. Set to face Storley. Several reports state that Umlatov will now be eliminated from the tournament, with Sterling facing one or two alternatives. Yeah, Umlatov missed weight, and he's out, which honestly I think could make the tournament bracket for welterweight more exciting because it gives chances to guys that probably would otherwise be smashed by Umlatov. But at the same time, it means that the fighter that wins it probably isn't the best welterweight that the PFL has to offer. Redesign format 2025 has kept tournaments as a key part. Helps to make things easier. Simple part of risk he faced in running a tournament, but to have a major name like Umlatov out of the running before the first fight will be hugely disappointing for the promotion. Being unpredictable is why they're so fun. But that at the same time, him being out of the tournament makes it more unpredictable, in my opinion. And this was the first card he was supposed to be on. Oh, let me get back to comments. Thanks, Armor. Whitaker has the best hairline in combat sports. No debate about it. Will I interrupt if I join, or should I wait? Let me finish the PFL story, and then I'll have you on. Give me 1 second. Can we talk about Alan Betcher's goat tattoo? Let me take a look at that really quick. Alan Belcher tattoo. Oh, with Johnny Cash. Oh God. Ooh, this is a scary picture. Ugh. look at that's him. Johnny Cash, strapping young man back in the day. Yeah, his face was always like that. Trust. It's like it was tattooed on. Turn all messages, son. You can join, and Hank can just bring you in the show whenever he feels like it. Thanks. Thanks, Armor. Assalamu alaikum. Ay. I'm not Arabic. Islam hairline is tight as fuck, though. It is. What about Damon Jackson since he got that hymns? Yeah, he's fully restored. He never lost his hair. Armor is an Arabic name, I see. Armor isn't my actual name. It's just letters. I didn't even know it was a name. I didn't either. Thanks, Idaho. Vinny is obsessed with religion, what people's religion is. He's a very religious man who happens to have a lot of different philosophies intertwined with that, like Life of Pi, which is the way we should all aspire to be. Trust. I'm obsessed with the truth. The truth as he sees it. Truth, schmooth. Yeah, Idaho's willing to just shovel down the lies on a whim, as long as it makes him feel good. Code of ethics, code of schmethics. I do what I want, like a real barbarian. Whatever, I do what I want. Pretty sure they're saving bigger stars for super fight cards. Yeah. But at the same time, the tournaments themselves are not that great. Salam. Hey, Mushid Khan, good to see you. The fighter that wins is favored by Allah. Should Idaho Fight Fan forgive Hank for fumbling the Guru raid we got months ago? Would you have done any better? Is my question. There is a surprise twist in it. Assalamu alaikum, Mushahid. My Muslim brother! Hank, seeing you shave your stash and have a Muslim beard. I don't want to, honestly. I'm sorry. I'm not. We'll see. It's an idea, but I don't know. Cartman Barbarian on Dr. Phil impression. Oh, God. Cartman, what is best in life? To be on Dr. Phil. To do whenever my mom tells me to do. To suck on a lollipop and hang out with assholes down on the street corner as a hug. Whatever. I do what I want. Oh! Whatever. I killed somebody and they died. Whatever. I do what I want. Well, I would have read the chat. So, yes. I did read the chat. You non-believer, may you burn in hell where all the hot girls are. Thank you, Mushid. I appreciate it. All the dirty girls, specifically. Or guys, if you're into that, Allah loves you either way. That's progressive, and I like that, Mushid. Islamically, you can keep the mustache. It just needs to be not past the upper lip. like Idaho's. Not past the upper lip. Oh, yeah. Got it. Mini beard, mini goatee. All right. Oh, by the way, the rest of the PFL card. Here we go. Impa Kasunganai and Fabian Edwards. Not bad. Josh Silveira. Sadabusi. He's Sadabusi. Probably going to somehow lose his first fight because he's trash now. Aaron Jeffrey. Ramazanov. Dill Davis. Good to see him. Rob Wilkinson. Marcelo Nunez is solid. Antonio Carls Jr. Got to go out and get some of that Carls Jr. Feed your happy. Carl Moore. Simeon Powell. I do like Simeon Powell. And then heavyweight, we got Romanov here. That butterball is now in the PFL where he belongs. Tim Johnson, Rodrigo Nascimento, Bobley's solid, and Popov. I wonder if he's going to pop off if he wins. Probably not. But, yeah, it seems like a lot of the champions who won the tournaments last year are gone. Fully gone. So definitely opens the door for some other guys. And we'll see what happens. But, yeah, I hope that Idaho's right and everything's reserved for super fights. But the first card we got, Jason Jackson against Andrei Koreshikov. I'm excited for this one because I love Jason Jackson. We talked about it on Split Decision Combat Sports. I hope Jason Jackson wins. I'll probably pick him to win. Jesus Pinedo's really good. I'll pick him. Luciano, Jesus. So this is the short notice replacement for Magomed Umalatov. And let me look at his record. 10-2 already. And he's what? When was he born? Okay, I guess they're not giving it age and date of birth is unavailable. But honestly, he looks pretty young. And in the PFL, 1-1, lost in Muay Thai. Lost an amazing Muay Thai, no less. Lost to Jonathan Miklev, which is terrible. Not good. So I'd probably pick Logan Storley. Storley probably crushes him, in my opinion. And then Burke, I gave you my underdog for the preview and picks show. But yeah, these are the fights, but this is the replacement. And I don't know, man, just let's see how people have picked Storley as a replacement. They picked him 89%, so they got some confidence in him. And let me see what's round 2 like PFL. I'll have you on the show in just a second, Vinny. Just let me look up this last thing. Oh Jesus! Wait, there it is. Oop, too late. Too late to apologize. It's too late. Too late to apologize. And then we got round 2 of PFL. Kigo's going to be there. Santos. Kieran Clark, I'm shocked that he's still undefeated. Jenna Bishop and Watanabe is going to be pretty good. Carmouche is back. I love having Ali Taleb, so that'll be solid. And that's pretty much it. But, yeah, I'm more hyped for GFL than I am for PFL. And that's honestly surprising. But, you know, that's just the way the cookie crumbles. But hold on. Who do we have before we get to Vinny? Who is this? Hello?
Below.
Vinny, who the hell is this guy?
It's Team Bilal. Team Bilal, I love him.
It's Bilal Muhammad.
Yeah, you know, when Shara Magomedov was on the escalator, you know, sometimes when you're a Muslim dude and you're practicing Islam, sometimes you lash out like that, you know? You can't have a girl kiss another dude right in front of you. That's not wrong. Yeah, I beat Sean Brady once. I'll beat him again. Fuck you.
Yeah, what's up, guys? Hey, what's up, dude?
Is this Sean Moody?
Yeah, dude. What's up, dude?
Hey, it's Sean Moody, the leprechaun. How's it going, Sean? I hope you enjoyed Dynamite. I hope you enjoyed Dynamite today.
Oh, yeah, dude. Did you see the end of it?
I didn't. What happened?
Oh, Moxley and Swerve got into it, and Swerve got slammed in some glass.
Ooh, classic move from that bald plumber, John Moxley. Just to outlaw mud show bullshit, man. But very entertaining outlaw mud show bullshit.
Hey, what the hell you doing there, Vinny? You fucking booting up a fucking torch to fucking light some green?
Smoking a fucking gram and a half dab.
Here comes the dab from old Vinny. Vinny
I hope
he
dab
choked to death.
dabs.
I hope he choked to death. Vinny looks like a guy I'd like to go fishing with.
Listen, that Vinny, he had a lot of good points. Vinny was a good dude, and he was ahead of his time at the time, and he had to do what he had to do, you know?
Yeah, he had to blow that smoke in the water for the fish to float to the top so we can get free fish.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was exactly fish. It was more like people, but yeah, that dude, he definitely got his revenge. He did what he achieved.
Yeah. Teaching Nazis humanity. I didn't jump out of a goddamn aeroplane, scale half of Sicily to join up with some Nazis. I am a Nazi.
He's a socialist. He's a socialist. Understand? He's a Bernie bro. He's a Bernie bro with me. You got it?
Bernie bro.
I'm a man of many looks. Yes, sir.
Bro, fuck Bernie
Flanders. Bernie Flanders.
This is your future, Idaho Skatesman. This is you in 20 years. So you keep on growing the beard, and you'll get to Vinny's level in no time.
Oh yeah.
Benoit Saint Denis. Lower lips can't have any hair. Pubes are haram, which is a fact. That is a fact. I am that. Idaho.
Pubes and armpit hair.
Idaho looks at food, looks at bed, looks asleep. He looks like a lot of things, but most of all, he looks like Benoit Saint Denis. Logan Storley, how you fallen? Yeah, but at least he wins this replacement fight. Luck has finally smiled upon him. He's got a mystery ingredient. He's got a hard-boiled egg. What's he gonna do with that thing?
Platinum Inferno is what this is called. Platinum Inferno.
And where are you from?
I'm from Florida, but I'm in Denver. I just paid $90 for 16 grams of dabs.
That's real cheap, dude.
I know.
Moody's jealous right now.
Yeah, I live in the state of Illinois, and our taxes are high.
Yeah, speaking of high, that's what Vinny's gonna be in a few minutes right now. And
right?
I'm the only one among this group that is not taking drugs at the moment. So I'm a fish out of water.
I ain't taking no drugs right now.
On the surface.
Hey,
I've been sober for about 7 hours.
Yes, sir. Also, here we go. Fire it up, baby. Fire it up. But Moody, how was the match between Cope and Claudio over in AEW?
It was all right, dude. It wasn't too bad.
What was the best?
I was just glad I got to see MJF.
I was too. It's always nice seeing him because he just has zero filter, and he probably honestly in WWE he'd probably still have no filter. So honestly, sign him up, WWE, please.
It's funny how he's making fun of Peoria.
Peoria, yeah, the Midwest.
I wanted to say, take your Jew ass back to Long Island, but you know what I'm saying. I held my teeth.
You didn't hold it on this stream, so good.
I'm sorry, guys. I didn't mean to affect anything. It's just what I wanted to say at a wrestling match, because that's what people be saying at wrestling matches, get under their fucking skin.
And Vinny tends to weld in his spare time. The dude
I know, dude.
Very professional with the mask. He's good at putting window frames and.
Wow, he's even got a fucking goddamn light on that bitch. Damn, dude, that's high tech.
Yeah, he's opened up quite a few secret bunkers in his time with some welding materials. Like he was there when he saw his idol take those cyanide pills and pull the trigger. It was tough for him, but he managed. All right, while Vinny's doing the dab,
he's doing the welding. He's underwater welding.
I got my next piece of news for us all to go through, and it's actually a more serious one. It's involving Cain Velasquez, who has been given a 5-year sentence.
Yes, he got a very light deal. He got lucky.
Yeah, and that's why I find it strange that a lot of people are crying about it, including that idiot Jorge Masvidal, who was just like, free Cain, dude. Free Cain, dude. And it's like, oh, dude, it's terrible what happened to Cain Velasquez. But look at this information. A sentencing hearing is underway for MMA star Cain Velasquez. He is hugging many supporters in the hallway. Prosecutors asked for 25 years to life. Defense asked for no prison time. Judge will announce sentence at 1:30. So he potentially gotten a life sentence.
Yeah, because they wanted to give him premeditated because the way he did it. You know, come on, man. You're going to fucking hear what was supposedly done, and then you're going out and chasing the people. You premeditated that, period, point blank. So he got off with a slap on the wrist.
And, you know what I mean? Not only that, he shot someone who he wasn't even trying to shoot. So.
Yeah, I know, right? Like, you can't take the matter into your own hands. I understand when that kind of stuff happens, people want to take the law in their hands, but guess what? Them people will always win. Those people.
Exactly. Yeah. So,
which is screwed up.
Yeah.
Because this one dude, I got a story, right? This one dude, he spent like 2 years in jail for having stuff like that on his computer, and they gave him 12 years. Know how long he spent in prison? 7 months. He did like 3.5 years on a 12-year bit, dude.
Yeah. So good behavior is a thing. People want to think, oh, that's just something you have in movies and TV shows. You can get out on good behavior. You can have your sentence greatly reduced. So, and also it's funny that I have both Sean Moody and Vinny here to talk about this because both these guys have experience in jail. So they are professionals.
Yeah, dude, I'm the Illinois professional prison guy.
Career criminal, boy.
Yeah. He's got a criminal mind. He's no criminal though. He's just
insane in the brain. Like Officer Colt Cabana.
yeah, definitely. You should have been. I think I saw you in the corner during that CM Punk and Colt Cabana podcast, Moody. I think you were there doing the camera work for that.
I must have been working for JCW at the time. You know, I had to get the Juggalo Championship Wrestling going, dude.
Right. Hank, just to let you know, YouTube doesn't like it when people smoke on screen. Then why? How come Giuliano has 72,000 subscribers right now? Answer me that.
Yeah.
And I was vaping too. That wasn't smoking.
Yeah, it was just vape. Big Bank, Hank, and friends. Yes, sir. Big Bank whenever Vinny and Moody are together in the same room. But
it's Hank alive.
Exactly. Big Hank is what they call him.
Yeah.
Good old Anakin MMA gave me that title. But then there's an update on how he was actually sentenced. Let's take a look at that as well. Boom. Here we go. So here's the update. UFC champ Cain Velasquez was sentenced to 5 years in prison with 1,283 days credit for time served. So he was already under house arrest. So he's not actually serving 5 years. He's already served quite a bit of that time. And now he's going to be out by January of next year. So dude, we're going to get Cain Velasquez's legal problems going away before we get GTA 6. It's incredible.
If I would have been the judge, though, I'm sorry. I would have like, look, Mr. Velasquez, you can't say it wasn't premeditated, but this is what I'm going to do for you. I'm going to throw off that life sentence, but I'm going to give you 15. You can't just take the law in your own hands, sir.
True. But also he didn't kill anyone. So there are people who have actually, committed that crime and taken someone's life, and they've been given like 15 years, 20 years. He hit someone, but he didn't, finish the job. So I'd say it's probably a shorter sentence. And honestly, the way that a lot of people talk about Cain Velasquez, I mean, you can just tell with this Free Cain movement that a lot of people consider him a very good person at heart. He was in a bad situation, like a situation that you hope you never have as a father, just unthinkable. But he did take matters into his own hands, but you can't say that. And one thing I will say is I am angry that there is still yet to be any punishment for the PDF file who did that terrible thing to his daughter, or was it his son? Who it was
a family member. That's all I know.
Yeah, it's a family member.
What PDF file? The president, which PDF file are you talking about? All the politicians, fucking the presidents, all the celebrities. Which one?
You might not have heard of him, but
the one where they send all the little fucking peepers, the creepies.
He was probably on Epstein Island right before he jumped off the bed. But yeah.
I mean, dude, that's why they're not going after it, though. The point is that even the president's a PDF file, you know?
Exactly, and he was there on the island, so of course he doesn't want to disclose that information. But
He's the fourth most mentioned person on the list. You know that?
Yeah, exactly. So there was no chance in hell that he actually released the files, at least the ones that we haven't seen yet.
No, and we know that blackmail is done by Mossad against American politicians to control them, right?
Yeah.
Now this guy is our president, and we know that he's 100% compromised by Mossad. He's on Epstein's list, and we still keep him there.
And but you know, the good news is that at least in a month we're gonna get rid of his little boy that he keeps around in Mar-a-Lago to do his sleepovers with him.
Who's that? Who's that?
Vinny ain't the absentee father. It's Elon Musk. So that's all I'll say. And yeah, he's in big trouble. His stupid fucking cheesehead fucking. and Vinny, I can understand you being a fan of Elon given his alignment, but at the same time, dude's just a fucking freak. At least you're not a freak.
You know, I've had phone conversations with Elon Musk 3 times.
Are you kidding me?
And I have email correspondence with him. Yep.
No freaking way.
Yeah, from Neuralink.
Yeah. Well,
I grew a smart metal that responds to thought and is completely indestructible.
Yeah, he must have placed it right in your brain. It actually explains a lot. But yeah, Elon's he's running away with his tail between his legs, and he's gonna be gone by like either next month or the month after that. So, why do you think that? Yeah, keep on burning down his fucking vehicles and hanging out around his dealerships. Keep going, everybody.
Well, why do you say he's going to be gone in a month?
Because his boss said so. He said it's a 130-day agreement, and then he's going to step down. And also, with the results of what happened in Wisconsin, he's not very happy with the losing mentality. So he's probably going to punish Elon for that. I can personally attest. Shadows, no doubt about it. He's probably going to still be operating from the shadows, but the dude is the pressure's getting to him in government. It's getting to him. He's pretty much practically crying on every interview he's doing these days. So,
everything, yeah.
Yeah, somehow George Soros is gonna outlive him in politics, but yeah, he's gone. So
George Soros is a Jew, you know that?
Yeah, he is. Proudly representing my people, let me tell you. And then
George Soros, what a retard that guy is.
And I met George Soros the other day. Golf player, can you believe that? I'm gonna have him in my cabinet. George Soros, hell of a guy. Oh God,
Lindsey Graham.
Oh God, who beat Seth? Can you believe that? Sharing on Signal. Why didn't he invite me? Why didn't he invite the president? But yeah, so continuing on with this, the judge was choked up and had tears in his eyes. He said keeping his son from his father was the worst punishment, and he gave Cain the lightest possible sentence, at least for his situation. So yeah, he's going to be out by next year, and a lot of people are very upset that he's going to jail at all, but honestly, he has to. He has to for what he's done.
But his lawyer should have been able to argue that he was in a state of delirium over what happened to his.
True. I plead legal insanity.
Yeah, exactly. He should have been able to. He's realistically, Cain's only serving 1.5 years, and in prison, that's about the least that you can serve.
Exactly.
He's already been on house arrest for 1.5 years, and then we already did the math on it. He's only serving 1.5 years in total at the end of it.
Idaho, where you at? Where you at? Oh, combo.
You know, in most states, you only serve 65% of your prison sentence.
There you go. And if you're able to, it's like that policeman said in SpongeBob: if you don't want to do the time, don't do the crime. Okay, time's up. But what is Velasquez? Is Velasquez featured in GTA 5? He predicted this. He predicted this fully. Oh my goodness! Look at who we have here. It's the man, the myth, the legend. Capitan Fucho is in the building. How's it going, Captain Crunch?
Man, I'm doing good right now, celebrating good things. But listen, would I just get involved in this thing like that? I mean, well, it happens a lot.
Yeah, a lot of it behind the scenes, and sometimes the parents don't even know about it. Cain didn't know about it for a long time. But I think he's serving the sentence he should be serving, in my opinion. And then he'll be out. And I predict that the people in the jail are going to leave him alone, not only because of he's justified in wanting revenge for that,
They'll beat their ass.
but also because he's a freaking UFC heavyweight champion. And no one wants to get their ass knocked out and drop in the soap in prison when that guy's behind you. So, also, what was all that about me not being a tier 4 member? Oh, let me see. Did he get back to tier 4? Let's see.
Hey, so can we think about this? I always believed that Cain Velasquez was on EPO.
What made you think that?
Not only his cardio, but his behavior. And now that we're seeing what really gave it away was this outburst where he shot into a car on a highway. That's road rage.
Yeah. Wait, that's true. There are a lot of incidents of UFC heavyweights and light heavyweights getting into road rage incidents and just throbbing and having sort of crazy panic attacks while on substances. So,
well, what did John Jones say about John Jones said about Vitor in an interview? He's like, the UFC let him do roids and fucking put my life in danger. Remember that?
Yeah.
It's a known thing that UFC heavyweights do roids.
If there's one thing I can't stand, it's someone who's on EPO and roids. Just stop it, you guys. Can't you just fight with a clean system? Listen, I had picograms. I had a supplement that was prescribed to me, and the only drug that I take is cocaine, DC, and I'm gonna make you my wife.
Oh my god! Speaking of,
I hate you. I hate you. Where's my drugs? Where's my drugs? I left them in the car.
Where's my drugs?
Oh my god!
Don't worry, he's fine. He's fine. He's just my mistress for this evening.
Dude, John Jones reminds me of the fucking lobster guy from Powerpuff Girls.
Oh my god, he's him. He's him. And not in the good way. He's such an evil, abominable, disgusting symbol of all that is unjust and hateful. In fact, no one knows him except by the name him. Yes! The Powerpuff Girls ruined my plans. How I hate those girls! What's that, Mr. Ducky? Yes!
What are you? How do you know his name and his lines, dude? What?
I'm a human jukebox, basically. Oh, girls, I'm glad you ran into my yoga exercises.
What the? Dude, you know what?
You like
I messaged Kill Tony for you.
Bubbles is our friend.
Isn't that right, girls?
John Jones, Tom Bout, other people doing roids is rich. Yeah, that's the pot calling the kettle black, right?
Yeah. But I gotta tell you for this one. I mean, number one reason. I mean, some bigger athletes could be aware, and those are not coming through, but maybe coaching them into a high-end paying sports instead. And number two, you said it coming in because I really understand it's not only about Cain Velasquez, but also John Jones, because they're semi-decent out of the cup for this one because they wanted to dislike it, and they always gotta suck it at the full level of politics drugs because remember that we never had like a, for example, in the boxing, Joshua versus Wilder or Joshua versus Fury. I mean, it seems that they have it to look because at this side, because if you wanted to like something like not to cheapen about it, but in the case, and I mean, not everyone can do like everything because in some point, even see like at looking from them. I mean, they just wanted to like at a for over 10 minutes at the speed of the 100 miles when they got engaged with anyone, but they just wanted to need to get to the pardon as soon as possible because, I mean, honestly, it happens because I know that Cain spent 9 months in jail, which is a fairly debate out because he was technically 3 years under the wall agreement. Right. But we have to serve 2 more years in prison because I know he got lucky for the later sentence, but he really got lucky to judge and accepting no contest pleas. But that's one of those best case scenarios. Obviously, that I'm sure that will nothing happen, but you can't be surprised to get in jail with a dangerously shot on somewhere in the public while driving past in the school. I mean, danger.
Yeah. You could have had some side casualties if
Mhm.
it went wrong. So yeah, he was definitely very reckless. But yes, you see, girls, this is what happens when you have too much fun. Everyone ends up hating you at the end of the day. Now
Can
you're
you
in
do
hell with me.
can you do him having roid rage and like crashing out John Jones's family?
Oh my
So,
god.
Vada wants to come and see if I'm on drugs.
You'll never take me alive. You can do what you can. I'll take your phone right out of your hands.
Oh, who's this? Hello, little one. You must be John Jones's daughter. You are my son. Happy birthday to you. And you see, little one, you can't trust anybody in this world,
Especially your roid freak dad.
Yeah.
Oh man.
But yeah, so
Holy shit!
Cain Velasquez,
How do I donate, dude? Oh my god!
it's in our chat, man. It's the dollar symbol, man. I'd appreciate it. And
I
also
can't see it.
shill to everybody. If you're not already signed up, I'd recommend having our signing up for our membership. Tier 1's only a couple bucks, and you get to give a bunch of ideas for live streams and videos that we do. So if you got the time, if you got the cash, then make sure to sign up for our membership, and you can have an influence on this channel. Sean Moody told me to do a tag team tier list, and I'm still not done with it yet. So you can have an impact on this channel, you understand?
Oh, roidy, nice.
But yeah, Vinny, if you go to the YouTube, the symbol's in there, so it has to be through the regular website.
Oh, true.
Yeah. So let's get on to our next story in the meantime. And speaking of very mentally unstable individuals, we have we have body bags, or should I say bawling babies. It's Joe Pyfer, the ginger legend,
Snap.
and Cain Velasquez's inbred half brother. Take a look what we got here. There he is with his dumb little fucking Top Gun aviator shades. I got a need for speed. Ow! And I don't mean speed as in distance traveled over time. I mean speed as in a little bit in there. It explains a lot of his knockout power, And Joe Pyfer, be like Joe Pyfer. He has the power of a Ford Escort. It's like getting hit with a Mack truck whenever he's involved. Isn't he fucking awesome? Good old Joe Pyfer. Don't be like Joe Pyfer. That's what Hank the Tank has to say. Don't be like Joe Pyfer. Because this is what he had to say. And honestly, guys, I'm just disgusted. Let's take a look. Can I? Oh God, hold on. What happened? I had everything blocked out perfect. God damn it. Let me click these. Oh man, what happened? Trash everything. Sorry guys, in the meantime, I gotta take out these certain words that he says, because I remember my podcast partner Idaho, he showed a post of Manel Cap from Twitter, and that went as well as you'd think it would. So I'm
He's a fellow eugenicist, so I mean,
yeah. God damn it, Vinny! I always spoil the party. Now I'm in trouble. But then we got we got this quote from Be Like Joe Pyfer, and it is, "Don't care if it's offensive to you." So to give some context to this, Joe Pyfer was set to face Kelvin Gastelum. He was the refrigerator man, basically. Guy cannot escape his refrigerator and leave it without eating every single morsel that is found in there. And this was a layup. It was a layup for Joe Pyfer, but he trained at elevation. He was not ready for it. And he also went to a restaurant he accused of being food poisoned. And now he's dealing with the consequences of this, because he had to pull out of his fight with Kelvin Gastelum. And he had this to say: "Don't care if it's offensive to you. I will never go back to that country, Mexico. I did everything right. I slept in a tent. I did all this work to still get sick. Some people are saying it wasn't the food, that I got altitude sickness. I'm not fucking geographic fucking elevation fucking scientist. It sounds like Marvin Vittori going on around. It's not my fucking fault.
Dude, I live in Denver.
Elevation scientists.
Yo, I live in Denver, and it took 2 years before going up a flight of steps didn't completely wind me. And dude, I'm ranked number 1 on the pedometer app for like 2 years now. The number 1 pedometer app in the world. I'm ranked number 1.
Yeah.
Like I'm in really good shape, and not being used to elevation kills you.
Yeah. So,
oh man, what can I tell you about for this right now, Joe Pyfer? But listen, I got 1 minute because I'm not really good at trash talk. Because first and foremost, I love how he contrasts himself as his own hinge friend. First, he was saying he got food poisoning, and then by the end, he was saying this elevation, altitude sickness. Let me tell you something, Joe Pyfer. All right, dummy, altitude sickness makes you barf, knock shit your brains out with severe stomach pain. Learn that. And also, there's another thing, Joe Pyfer, that you just got exposed by Josh Hermanson. Because he's not that very proud of himself, because he just fought to just not fail 100%, because he just really, really messed it up. So I got 4 words to you, Joe Pyfer. Fuck around, find out. That's the point.
That's not 3 words. That's 4 words. But it was good. I liked your statement anyway, and I'm glad I got Capitan Refucho in here because he is a Latin man, and he has
it's Refuco.
This fake Latin.
Yes,
right? No, it's Refucho. He says his name's Refucho. And that's
what? It's not Refuco?
It's Refucho.
Yeah.
Refucho.
Yeah, like Refuchitos, basically, and just have some flaming hots right there. But yeah, he had a lot. Speaking of flaming hot, the ginger beard of Joe Pyfer. It's turning him into a baby, folks. He's starting to turn into the guy from the movie Powder. He's a full-on albino, and dude, it's racking his brain. He's lashing out at journalists. He'll make any excuse as to why he wasn't able to make this fight or that fight. He's just such a crybaby, man. I don't even care if you're homeless, dude. That's no excuse.
Dude,
to act like a fucking bitch.
Joe Pyfer looks like a mutated sewer rat.
He does. He should be in the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles live action movie. But
dude, I'm Master Splinter, so I would know.
Yeah, exactly. So I was acclimated, which I did for 2 months. Slept in a tent on the effing floor. I did everything I could to prepare. And if that's what altitude and elevation is, F that country. Wee, I don't like it. Man, when he goes to Utah, he's gonna be like, Salt Lake City. I can't. It's like that lady from the Truman Show. I can't live under these conditions. And he's just gonna be a complete prima donna about it. And we'll never fight here again, shithole. Not going back, dude. By the way, this is fucking stupid right here. I will never fight there again. You didn't fight. You pulled out. You didn't even fight. You didn't even make it there, fucking baby. And then he said, don't care if that's offensive to you. You're not the one fighting. Suck my balls. Literally. I hope someone fucking knocks you out and then puts his balls in your mouth. Fucking Joe Pyfer. It's probably, I know you do it with Dana on the regular already, but with another fighter, I don't know, man. Yeah, so I never liked Joe Pyfer. Never. I think he's a sensitive little prick. I think Brendan Allen's becoming the new Joe Pyfer, in my opinion. They're both just 2 sides of the same coin, bitching and doing selfie videos of themselves in their cars. That's always a bad sign, by the way. Never trust a dude who does a selfie video of himself in his car. Unless it's Idaho fan and he has no choice. These dudes are intentionally sitting in the shotgun seats of their cars, whining and moaning as professional MMA fighters. Get over yourself. You're not fucking fast food reviewers.
Dude, they're both insufferable, and the worst part is that they're millionaires in their $100,000 cars bitching, dude. It's so insufferable.
Yeah, it's so annoying, dude. Might as well show up on some Mr. Beast videos. You've earned those. But yeah. Screw Joe Pyfer. There are several other fighters that aren't Joe Pyfer that have not gotten sick in Mexico and have showed up on fight day. And let me tell you, If you can't deal with what the other fighters are dealing with, you're the one guy who pulled out, which I really don't think is a coincidence, given how just erratic and chaotic and dumb you are. So I'd say it's probably your fault. Don't blame the country, and maybe they can make sure that you don't get your green card and you never go there again. If you never want to go, then get closed off from Latin America, dude. They don't need you.
Always remember this. White people of all the races have one of the most acidic neurochemistries naturally. So when you're looking at a person that also is red-haired, which is the most acidic of all neurochemistries that we have in our species, it makes them very mentally unstable. So like people that have that pale skin tone and that red hair, they usually will like succumb to drugs or like doing something terrible, or they'll pull out. They're not usually reliable people. You know,
and adding on to your point, there are people who have lived in cities that are drug infested, that are impoverished, that are homeless, and there are some people that fight and make sure that they get a job and they have kids and that they can have a place where they can, grow up and have a family, and they still push through and they still find success. Then there are people who are weaklings who succumb to the surroundings around them, and
like McGregor and Pyfer.
Had it in them all along. Now, I'm not saying, we shouldn't regulate these cities at all. Like Portland and San Francisco are peak examples of that. You got to do something to make sure that people that are on drugs can get the treatment that they need. But at the same time, just because you were born in a bad environment doesn't mean you're instantly going to become a bad person. That's just not going to happen. It's your choice at the end of the day. It's down to genetics and it's down to environment. So
it's down to environment, but
you're going to do poorly in that environment.
You have to always remember too, though, is that every single person that's on the street is there because they're medicating some form of brain damage. Nobody starts doing street drugs for no reason. Now, every single person that's on the street has no moral qualms with drinking alcohol. They got brain damage from drinking alcohol as teenagers and started to self-treat brain damage with street drugs. That's what ended them up on the street.
Exactly. So it's your choice. It's your choice at the end of the day. And we've seen stories of people that have been chronically on drugs for decades who get off of it, find a way to go clean, have a great rest of their days. And there are some that choose not to get off of it. So I'm not saying it's 100% like, every single case is you have a choice. But I'm saying that there are quite a few cases where, these people have a choice and they choose to do it. So
yeah, dude, I've done every single drug that exists and binged on it and didn't get addicted to a single one of them ever. It's just if you want to do it over and over again, they just blame it on some kind of mental crutch.
There you go. Comes down to mental toughness at the end of the day. Speaking of mental weakness that has seemed to have turned into mental toughness, we have the great Zabit Magomedsharipov. And he had a rough condition. He was able to get over it and deal with his immunocompromised state. He then went on to be a doctor, is what I've heard from some people. But now we see him training. This was 8 weeks ago. So a lot of people were telling me, "Hey, Hank, this is April Fool's. Don't believe it because it was the 1st of April that this one post came out." But we already see footage of him doing kickboxing like this in the gym and joining other gyms as well. And it's not on April 1st. So Zabit Magomedsharipov, this was him sparring and doing kicks. And then we had another one recently.
You're mispronouncing his name, by the way.
Magomedsharipov?
Yeah, the G is pronounced Ha. Habib pointed this out when he was on ESPN. He said his name is Habib Nur Mahmedov, like Muhammad is the name. So Magomedsharipov is Mohammed Sharipov.
Mohammed Sharipov. So Zabit Magomedsharipov.
Yeah, don't forget all the best fighters have Muhammad in their name. Let's just remember that.
True. And until Leon Edwards somehow finds a way back to the mountaintop. And then look out, Bilal. He's coming.
Leon Edwards.
You're coming to ADM. And then
John Brady.
Also, it's tough for Muhammad when his own religion wants to go up a weight class and fight him. Dealing with Islam. Islam's coming for Muhammad. So
Luke Rockhold said in an interview during COVID that Islam throws him around in the weight room. And that's when Luke Rockhold probably weighs like 205 to 225 because he's out of season. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If Habib's throwing around Rockhold's no slouch on the ground. He's a world fucking class wrestler.
That is true.
Ex-champ.
Here's another video of Zabit showing off his grappling recently. So, that was a nice twist right there. So not only is he developing his kickboxing again, he's also getting guys down to the mat. Found the guillotine choke too. Not bad.
Quick.
And then this is the post that's got people pretty interested. This is his buddy. Let me see if I can get this right. Muskab Kudiev. Did I get that? Wait, what is it?
Kudiev.
Okay, so it's Muskad Kudiev. There you go.
Yeah.
He posted on Instagram. He will be back soon. And this was 2 days ago. So this wasn't on April 1st. This was on March 31st. He put that he's going to be back soon. I think there was also another message that said he's going to come back perfect. So this is not just some random account that's posting it. This is his good friend, Muskab, who's been training with him for years. So that makes me think that this could be legitimate. And obviously the video footage is legitimate. The question is whether or not he's going to apply those skills in the gyms that he's joining to the cage or the octagon again.
And does Zabit get title contention right away if he returns to the UFC?
I don't think he does, honestly. He beat Cater, but Cater's Cater, and now we see how he's turned out. I actually have a list of opponents that I've considered for Zabit on his first fight back. And honestly, guys, I think the one that makes the most sense is him actually fighting Yair Rodriguez, because those two were supposed to fight each other twice, never worked out. It makes sense that he picks up right back where he left off and fights Yair again.
Dude, what if Zabit does the same spinning elbow to him that he did to TKZ?
I know. Wouldn't that be beautiful? Actually, I'm expecting him to get a banana split. Banana split.
Oh, whoa.
On Yair Rodriguez.
Ouch. Ouch, dude. God. I wouldn't wish that on Yair. God damn.
Find the twister, dude. Dude, if Brian Ortega can find a way to submit Yair Rodriguez after he just completely gasses, then I think Zabit can do it too. Just battle of the not hardened fighters. No Diddy.
Dude, I want to see him do like a Pettis kick or a Showtime punch off the wall.
I know. Remember? I want to so much. I want him to just style on somebody. As his first fight
he did a Pettis kick. Instead of a Showtime punch, he did the kick off the wall. Nobody gives him credit for that.
Beautiful. Yeah. Dude. And see, this is why, and freaking, I was talking with No Chill in the Discord, and he was telling me, yeah, he's overrated. He's washed. He goes 3 rounds and that's it. And
No Chill hates Muslims, dude. That's all it is.
It's true that his cardio isn't great. I mean, he literally politicked so that he could get Calvin Kattar for 3 rounds instead of 5 as a main event of a fight night. But I will also
know that, dude. We know that. Remember, Sean Brady said that he just needed to get a simple nose surgery, and look at what he did to him. You know what I mean? He went from going to a split decision with fucking people that aren't even ranked to fighting Bilal.
Right? Exactly. So, and he's gotten over his illness. Zabit Magomedsharipov has done it as well. Yeah, I got it perfect there. But he's looked good since He retired from MMA. He's been healthy. He's been a doctor, according to some. But he's spending a lot of time in these gyms, man. Plenty of spare time, and it could obviously just be a hobby for him. But I have faith. If his own best friend is saying that he's going to be back soon, and it's not necessarily on April 1st, then I think he's got a plan. And by the way, what happened to Cowboy, guys? What happened to Donald Cerrone?
Hey, Allah's going to fuck him up, huh?
Yeah, that's the fight you can be a book for him. It's Zabit versus Donald Cerrone. How about
wait, dude. Book it now. Book Islam versus Cerrone, dude, right now. Give him a title shot.
book Zabit versus Tony Ferguson, replacing Dylan Dennis on short notice.
Holy shit. Did you see Tony Ferguson's bad juju we got? Fucking tripping over the wire on April 1st.
Oh my God.
But Muslims don't actually believe in April Fools. So whatever that fucking Zabit's friend is saying, you should trust it.
Yeah, exactly. They don't know about April Fool's Day. So
we can't lie for any reason unless it's like to save our lives. That's it.
Right, exactly. So, but yeah, if you did book Zabit versus freaking Tony Ferguson, that would be April Fool's Day. And by the way, Tony Ferguson, he actually, I think he like missed weight or something, or he like made weight really early and he looked horrible. Everybody thought that was on April Fool's Day, and that he didn't mean that shit, but he did. So honestly, MMA seems to be 0 for 2 on April Fool's Day jokes from MMA fighters. They have too much CTE to even come up with a joke. They're not clever enough. So
holy shit, no personality. That's why they're in the UFC getting beat up for a living in the first place.
Oh,
exactly. Yeah.
But do you guys? Okay, but sorry, but you guys that you see like a Donald Cerrone that he did a couple of time World Seconds and feeling young, but he was like already again for like 2 more fights. But he was at a stage any decent shot. He was paralyzed for the second and 2, which most because he fell low that it'd be a jump. But did he realize he was getting stronger? The feels better than ever, but he still can work past. I mean, I know that you can't even stop it at like your body shuts down, but I know that he became like something very natural. But I know that someone has a reclaimer for it, but I would love to see that. But I think that he has. Yeah, I would love to see like an opportunity with 2 fights, but I would say like really okay. But I know that he will be 42. So many people who just love like because of part of the hard work, insane naturally. But what I would just say, because I would love to see like more than 3 fights, because the grappling and striking they just like got on point.
Yeah, you know, Abraham Lincoln was getting up there in age too when he won the Civil War. You know, so I feel like Zabit can do anything he wants to at his age. He will preserve the Russian Union as Putin asked him to.
Abraham Lincoln asked for that girly gas. I killed 50 men. Hey, Hill. I won the war.
That's right. I got my top hat shot off during the Battle of Gettysburg. But yeah, I think Zabit can find a way. And even if he doesn't fight in the UFC, hey, Darren Owen's always going to come a knocking from the Grandpa Fight League if you ever need a fight, Zabit.
Dude, he's an exciting fighter. There's no reason you shouldn't be able to jump right in there against Yair, you know?
Yeah, TJ was able to do it. So definitely.
Yeah.
Man. And then
they keep giving Gaethje fights.
For some godforsaken reason.
And I hate every one of them. Fucking.
Yeah.
Hey, he cheats, by the way. I can prove that he used egg whites in his gloves against Ferguson and Fiziev twice. I can prove it. I have photos.
Nice. And you know,
did you see?
Go ahead.
Did you see in the last fight? I already had pointed it out to the whole community that he cheated Fiziev with his gloves in the last fight. And then in his next fight with Fiziev, he has a non-UFC gloves that he's wearing, and they even pointed out on commentary.
He's got those Trevor Whitman branded gloves right there.
Trevor Whitman makes the glove. Trevor Whitman is a glove maker who goes and fucking alters the gloves for Gaethje to win. And did you see the UFC let Gaethje take Oliveira's belt through that scale debacle? Am I making it up? The UFC lets Gaethje win to the nth degree because he's so exciting. So Zabit should be able to jump right in.
And we'll never let Michael Chandler escape the rankings, ever. He's always going to.
Dude, and Michael Chandler is the lowest IQ fighter on planet Earth. He's not fun to watch.
Wow.
You know? There's no ooh-ahs in that at all. Like, remember when Islam did that heel flip to Dustin?
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. Or when he Von Flue choked Dober? That's gorgeous fighting. What Chandler does is like a brawl, and I've seen it a billion times, dude.
Oh, he's on my back. Oh, one more time. Oh, I jumped out.
Blockhead Fighting League.
Exactly, the BFL. But
dude, I'm eating this right now, this big thing of hot peppers.
It's good for you. It's good for your heart.
Good for your soul, boy.
Yes, sir. Speaking of which, Pat Sabatini, do something, boy.
Do something. Yeah.
Oh, ninja choke from Joe Anderson Brito.
Yeah, I did something, boy. God damn it.
But we have our final piece, my final lecture for this Tank Talk. Pleasure to have Capitan Refucho and Vinny the Guinea here to cover my last news story. Let's check it out, folks.
Right.
All right, finally, I want to talk about just a little guy. He started a podcast, probably, around the same time that we did. He's just a shrimp. You ever heard of Joe Rogan? That guy, yeah, lovable loser, that old egghead. But he's on horse tranquilizers, and that helps him out. But unfortunately, the horse tranquilizers seem to be scrambling his brain just a little bit, because he made a statement recently that he thinks back of the head shots should be legal in MMA, and claims that the whole head is just as vulnerable. I don't even know if we should stop hitting people in the back of the head. It doesn't make any sense to me, and it should be legal.
Dude, can you do an impression of him as Captain Eggman trying to convince people of that because he knows it'll cause brain damage?
Oh, God. Who would he even talk to? Oh, God. Yeah.
The board of the WHO, the World Health Organization.
Yeah. It would be, yeah. And Shadow, speaking of the shadow government, that horse tranquilizer is good, man. People forget, man. Horse tranquilizer helps you cure COVID, man. But dude, crazy, the back of the head shots. They should be illegal. Yeah. Let me smoke my fat Cuban. They should be legal, man. Oh, I need my smelling salts. Yeah, man, dude. Back of the head shot. You ever been on shrooms? You ever been on psychedelics, man? They change your world. But yeah, the back of the head shots, dude. They should bring them back. They should bring back the back of the headshots, because only then will I get all 7 of the Chaos Emeralds. And you've dealt with it too, Shadow. You've dealt with Sonic. Hey, Jamie, pull that up. Jamie, pull up that clip of Sonic beating you in Sonic Adventure 2.
I'm trying. I'm trying to get the screen up, Joe.
Well, can you hurry up? Okay. I don't not pay you to do nothing. Okay. But Jamie, please pull that. There it is. There it is. But yeah, dude, the reason that Sonic was able to beat you is because he used back of the head shots. He hit you in the back of the head. That's what made you lose those rings, and what made me lose all those Chaos Emeralds, Dude, I've been looking for those smelling salts, Chaos Emeralds, for ages, dude. I've been looking for ages. So, yeah, we need to bring that back, man. And if you put a little bit of money in my front pocket, then I'll make sure to tell some people in high places about that. But it's crazy.
The back of the head's made of mahogany. He's telling everybody that now.
Oh my God, that Metal Sonic's a marauder.
A marauder.
Dude, he's like an ancient Incan warrior, man. His leg is made of mahogany. People forget, man. But dude, I am so excited. I am thrilled about this card, because not only because it's taking place a few miles from where I live, but it is stacked, and we have John Jones. He's the greatest ever. And yeah, Shadow the Hedgehog, man, dude, he needs to take more of those that acid, some of those purple rocks, man. He needs to see colors. If you talk to a neuroscientist, they say that's a particularly vulnerable area. Isn't it the temple? Hey, Jamie, isn't that the temple? Aren't the eyes? Everything is so vulnerable, man. But then what else does he say? Let me
steel cups. He talks about steel cups.
Oh, steel
and arm bars.
They changed the game, and
could I tell you about referee Mike Chioda? Dude, that guy was a fucking madman. Mario Yamazaki. I'd like to have him as a referee. I think that MMA fights shouldn't have a cage. I feel like they should just be fought on mats, because how else do you see who's the best fighter than by having somebody lay on someone for 25 minutes like it's you're fighting for a gold medal in the Olympics wrestling? That's great MMA right there. But oh yeah, this guy is so dumb. Like WTF? Just take a look at this and you'll understand. Oh God! And they're just showing boxers getting punched in the back of the head and getting paralyzed. The back of the head is so vulnerable. You should have to defend it. If you can't defend it, the years of Joe being listenable are so over, and I agree with that. It's legal. Fucking Spotify should kick him to the curb. It's legal in Muay Thai. Okay. Well, there's Muay Thai. Is that legal in Muay Thai? I mean, maybe amateur league Muay Thai.
Hey, you know what else is legal in Thailand? Let's not go there.
Yeah, trust me, Raw Tang knows. Raw Tang knows.
He's Muslim now, dude. He converted.
And then we get to a statement. What a stupid take from Joe. It's to protect the brainstem, which is much more dangerous than the temple or the eyes. And that brings me to this other section that I have that explains why back of the head shots, they're bad. Back of the head shots are bad. Okay. And back of your head, it says right here, the back of your head includes your brainstem, which is the most primitive and most critical part of your brain. Any damage to your brainstem typically results in death.
Dude, most UFC fighters, that's the only part of the brain they really have.
Yeah,
reptile brains.
Joe Rogan wants to take that away too. He just wants the people. People forget, man. They should have a fight go on for hours. They should wait until somebody breathes their last breath. People forget, man.
If that was to the death, Nate Diaz would have won. You do not want to be there, friend.
Get out of there against Nate Diaz. Pull a Chelsea Chandler. Run out of the cage, man.
He's an expert at killing people on the streets, man.
He's a marauder. He's a warrior. It contains the absolute most basic functions like breathing, controlling blood flow, heart rate, etc. So if you punch someone in the back of the head, they could literally get a heart attack a few years afterwards and get it and die from a stroke. So
he's not even dead. He just acting dead.
Yeah, he's a really good actor. Okay, he can start moving now. Hello? Hello? Wakey, wakey, eggs and bakey.
You see the boxer who's like all limp-eyed and shit now? Fucking he's punched in the back of the head.
Wow, wonderful. Well, I'm sure he would have suffered that either way. Just ask Michael Bisping, okay? Yeah, that's my last lecture that I got here at the Tank Talk. Those are all 6 subjects that I covered. I hope everybody enjoyed. Tell me if you want to see this format even more. I enjoyed I enjoyed being Jamie for a day. Hey, Jamie, pull that up. Pull that up, Jamie. But yeah, I had a great time. Even greater time now that I had my man Capitan Refucho and Vinny the mother effing Guinea doing the dab on the daily. So
you want to see me eat a raw habanero?
Yes.
You do?
Yes. No hesitation. Yes.
This
is food for him. This is food. So he's gonna do it. Dude, this is part of his daily routine, Refucho. Don't worry about. Oh god, butter.
Wow.
Now, my question for Vinny the Guinea is: have you ever eaten some habaneros and then drank some soda?
Soda?
Yeah.
Since I started eating habaneros, I haven't ever drank soda. It's been like 12 years.
It's horrific. It is horrific because whatever acids they got in that pepper, it goes right up to the nasal passages and just blows out through your nose.
If you have lemon juice right after hot peppers, it reacts. The capsaicin reacts. And when it decarboxylates, it actually effervesces. So you get it would do the exact same thing with soda, which is also extremely acidic.
Those are real words that Vinny the Guinea just said. Don't pretend. Don't think that he pretended saying those words.
I said those after eating a whole raw habanero, just so you know, with no reaction.
Exactly. Yeah, his tongue is it's pale as a white snake you'd find in the desert.
Scorched till it's too torched to taste it.
Exactly. But yeah, this was a great time, you guys. Thank you so much for hopping by. Hop in anytime you want. I'm going to keep up with this series because I think it was a success, and I think a lot of people are attracted to it. I hope it doesn't get absolutely demolished by YouTube, but April Fools, they didn't actually take down the video. They're pushing it now, dude. I got a strike on my channel for posting a video called Eugenics in the UFC. Okay. All right. Well, this has been a thrill. This has been fantastic. Thank you all so much for talking. Just stop talking now. This is great. This has been Hank the Tank.
The press gets here.
Yeah, you have been the Splitty City Slickers. It's time to wrap it up, like that guy from the Dave Chappelle show said. And you have escaped the concrete jungle for now. Give me a habanero, wouldn't you, Vinny the Guinea?
Oh, this hurts my throat. Oh, this is terrible.
How do you eat this? Oh, no, girls. No. What are you with my plans? They've been ruined. No.